magistrate reached a verdict. I have guilty or innocent. Spare me this mockery of justice.
So you went to the dentist today.
Dentist, yeah. Do you guys like the dentist?
I don't mind dentists, actually. I
And
find
you
it
guys like
relaxing.
dentists out there?
I'm pretty good. I'm good with dentists.
You have a good dentist thing going?
I have a good dentist. I find it pretty relaxing in general. I don't know. I'm weird.
That's fantastic.
How do you feel? I'm taking you don't feel that way.
Me?
Yeah.
No, I don't. No, I just don't go to the dentist.
Wow.
Nice. Yeah.
Yeah, that's my move.
Told by the dentist today, my procrastinating for 2.5 years is detrimental to plaque buildup, which could cause bone erosion and just ruin your entire fucking palette of teeth.
Oh my goodness, I'm in a lot of trouble.
Yeah, I didn't like that. I was like, listen, you're trying to shake me down. Keep your job relevant.
Yeah, that sounds like scare tactics to sell you dick pills. No thanks.
Yeah. Mind you, my teeth feel silky smooth today, I must say. It's just a cleaning, but
yeah.
I wish we could see them.
Yeah. Describe them. I guess he already did.
They're real nice. I got to get some work done though, and I've been procrastinating because any kind of major restorative stuff frightens me.
That's where they fuck you up.
Yeah.
You have to go to some cheap under the counter dentist. A little bit of extra pain for a little bit of cash value.
Oh God, now that's like Hellraiser all over again.
Did you say under the counter dentist?
Yeah, sure.
Oh Jesus.
Back alley. Some back alley crowns.
Russian
No thanks.
operation. Back alley.
Yeah, what could go wrong? Yeah, I'm surprised you were able to go to the dentist under our current lockdown circumstances.
Well, I hauled ass into there because you got to get it, got to get it done.
Yeah, nothing. So Ontario has announced there's going to be some sort of like super lockdown, and it's fucking bullshit. Like
it's
just
the same fucking thing.
Yeah, it's the same fucking thing, but you can't really like go out at night. I'm not sure if nighttime going out was really the big problem. I guess they're going to keep schools closed. Yeah. Nighttime's the right time for yeah, it just seems like a bunch of fucking bullshit. All the, they're not closing places, like government places that they can just,
I chewed on that with a couple I chewed on that with a couple coworkers today, and the consensus is that there is nothing actually happening to any of the services during the daylight hours, which is the only time anyone goes anywhere. So that is weird. And
it's like symbolic gestures, really. That's, I think, what it's all about.
Posturing. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
We're going to act tough with the half measures or perhaps quarter measures.
The only thing is, did you see the modeling?
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw the modeling.
Real bad. Bad.
It's gonna,
you add that UK mutation in there, and the fact that we have no ability to do contact tracing because we're a little hick country. Oh man, it's not pretty.
Yeah, they can do well. Okay, well, let's be a little fair.
They stopped doing contact tracing because their numbers.
That's not true either. No, they've limited. I deal with this constantly. They've limited contact tracing by the agency to like specific circumstances, like long-term care facilities or hospitals, that sort of thing. But if you're Joe Blow, you're on your own.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Yeah. So I'm just saying, it's not. They didn't. They didn't cancel it.
All right. Yeah. Okay. They just hobbled it.
Yeah.
They gave it the old Tanya Harding to the kneecap, and fucking now that's our contact tracing guy is crawling around.
Honestly, it's been like this for months, and no one knew.
Yeah. Well, you can tell because
the numbers went up.
No fucking control over the numbers at all.
I like that he's like, after the Christmas, everyone knew at Christmas something had to be done, and they basically elected to do nothing, and just like until after Christmas, and then like it's the same modeling, it's the same numbers, but now he's like, oh, they're gonna make you fall off your chair. It's like, no, it's right in line with what we thought was gonna happen.
That's what everybody thought was gonna happen if you did fuck all, which you did So
everybody looked at the graph. It was going up, and it was just heading towards the 6. And yeah, we don't, it's all, like you guys already said, it's fucking the same shit.
It's very interesting, but it's that UK variant, the one that's 50 some odd % more transmissible. That's the problem area. That's gonna put us into the wild zone. Apparently, we had eight new cases of that today. I have fucking no idea where they're coming from.
Yeah, well, if you want, you can still go over to, you can drive over to California. You can that's another thing. Like, you're still letting people travel.
No, man, places, look at the amount of our. Didn't we have like 3 different ministers from across the country fucking resign? They were fucking hot footing it down to Barbados and shit.
Good leadership.
Yeah, fucking stupid.
Must be nice.
Yeah, it's monstrous, you could say. Yeah. And you know what else is monstrous?
Monstrous?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, they're didn't see it coming. I was like, I don't know. What do you?
I actually got blindsided there. I'm not gonna lie. That's really good work. Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks.
Master of the segue here.
Yeah, I wanted to inject a little bit of professionalism into this. Welcome to the X-tinction Agenda, everyone. With James, and Chris. I don't think it really matters, but we never do it. Also, we never do anything that resembles anything like an outro. And sometimes that makes my job hard. But whatever, that's fine.
That's by the 100th episode.
I was thinking you could maybe do that recorder sound of somebody playing the Titanic. Do 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 do. You ever hear that?
No.
Anyway, throw that in there one time. The outro.
It's just the ship's going
an
down.
Outro. Right. Well, we have our thing, the Optimus Prime thing. I guess I could just have like a bell.
Just maybe a one-off. If you get that recorder sound for me, I'll send it to you later.
Please, yeah, I'll happily put it in. That's fine. That's a joy. I like putting in stupid sounds. Monstress. James's library is currently in storage, and he has a limited access to trade paperbacks and graphic novels, etc. And something he has on his shelf is Monstress. Am I right about this?
That's true. Yeah.
So
actually, the collection that I've amassed without my collection is actually a bit disturbing, and I've taken some personal attacks over it.
It was bound to happen. I mean, anyway. So every once in a while we dip in because it seems unfair to not dip into that material. There's some stuff to chat, and also we haven't done any female creators, I don't think, on the X-tinction Agenda.
It's a glaring gap, probably.
I'd like you to hazard the pronunciation of the creators' names if you could.
Santa Takeda is the artist, and Marjorie Liu, I believe, is how you'd pronounce the writer's name.
Yeah, that sounds right to me.
Okay, well, this Marjorie's name is a little easier.
Yeah, that's true. I looked up Takeda. I'm confident on that one.
Yeah, I wonder how I might have went with Takeda. It would have been around there anyway. But anyway, we haven't done any female creators, and I thought, let's do. I read Monstress, and because I know Chris was very excited about it as well. So, and this is a super chick book. I think it's fair to say that.
Yeah. It was definitely like a power book for sure.
Yeah. I gather you guys liked it. I kind of feel kind of meh about it.
Okay.
I love it. I feel like I know where you're gonna go with your madness.
Okay, interesting. I don't want to meh it to death. Let's start positive. There's actually a lot to like about this book. There really is. I made a list of of pros. I was like, why don't I like this book? And I wrote down all the things about it that I liked. And then at the end, I was still kind of meh.
I think I know why, but it's got a killer first issue. I think we can all agree on that.
Yeah. Oh, sure. And I'm gonna rate it probably at the end really high because it's an oddity for a few reasons.
All right. So where do we want to start then?
That first issue, maybe, Chris.
Yeah, sounds good. Yeah.
I don't know if it matters, but this is from November 2015 to May 2016, and we're doing issues 1 through 6, like volume 1 or whatever. But anyway.
Right. Yes, the first trade, basically.
Yeah.
I'll tell you guys a quick story.
Sure.
I got this book from the Chapters Indigo big store. I peruse the graphic novel section every time I enter the store. It's like my thing that I do while the family does other things. I'm like, hey, I gotta go check this out quick. I go in there. I've been reading comics since I was a little boy. Being as old as I am now, I'm pretty set in what the fuck I like, and I don't like advice, and I don't like what other people read typically. So there's a kid in the aisle that worked there, and he's like, hey, looking for anything specific? I usually brush off. I'm like, no, not really. You know, what do you recommend? Yeah, and I don't ever do that, and usually I get shit advice. Yeah. And he threw this.
Jeff, ever heard of Jeff Jones?
Yeah. Ever read the Halloween? Anyway, so he threw this baby down the hallway at me, and I was like, okay. Art looked solid as a rock. Great little, those little mini reviews by different writers that were like, little blurbs. Fantastic. Yeah, it was a Neil Gaiman, I think, on the cover, maybe, saying that this is like some fabulous world or whatever. And I think highly of him. So I had a kick at it, and I'm really wowed. It sat on my shelf for a long time though.
Well, like a bottle of wine, it's time to uncork.
I aged it. Yeah.
Now you reap the rewards.
Chris, how did you come to this book?
I've been following it since the beginning, and I'm professionally motivated to keep an eye on what's going on in comics, or just in general culture and things like that. So this is one of the like the reviews of this were huge at the time, and I just kind of picked it up and have been going volume by volume. I'm on the fourth, and I am about 2 behind now. But when it first came out, I won the Eisner, I think, for the first volume. 2018, won a ton of stuff, and just like had such a cool premise. I just it was an easy sell for me to pick it up. The art's gorgeous. Like it's just like you said, there's so much good stuff to say about this.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah, and it's sorry. My other the other thing is that this like deals with giant monsters and like Lovecraftian horrors, and like that again is a very easy sell for me to jump into.
Yeah, that made my list of cool shit that this book peddles. Like it's ultra violent. There's swears. There's hot chicks. There's frontal nudity. There's like it's I don't know, what are we swearing? Like it just really, they throw fuck around like it's nothing. I love it.
Yeah.
Like there's bits that are extremely charming and exciting about this book. And then at the same time, it just kind of, and horror, exactly the horror you referred to. And I guess like stuff from like obviously manga and Princess Mononoke, you just see all the influences. And I guess maybe that's how I feel about it. It just feels like these are a lot of influences kind of mashed together that, they're not necessarily the things I'm like I've never played Final Fantasy.
Yeah.
I don't, I don't know, like saying these things out loud, I'm like, why don't I like this book? Because like these are still, generally speaking, something about the way this is mashed together doesn't grab me. And I guess maybe that's it. Yeah, go on.
I think I know why. I think
positive, man. Go.
Yeah, no, I think because it's got a bang out first issue. The 6th issue is badass. In between is a lot of exposition and a lot, like, you really have to like absorb this world, because she's like, it's a very ambitious series, and they're giving you a whole world that's kind of being developed. So even though there are the bits of like, good bits of violence, little intrigues in between, it feels like a slog at times, because you're just like, you're hit after, faction after faction coming into things.
That got me. And that was the thing that I thought might be like a little notch that I thought James would maybe pick up on, that was that there's like they have a phenomenal panel like working together, like so they're artists and colorists and everybody's really on point, and then the storytelling was good. The dialogue's bulky at times, but then they did those like cat expositions, and it was just like they had like it was almost like weird, like almost like the writer felt like instead of using the artist to world build, they would just slog dialogue through you.
Yeah,
and I
that's
and
a
I
video
didn't,
game thing too.
I didn't like that. I that always gets me. As soon as I'm like 5 like gigantic fucking Scott Lobdell word bubbles deep, I'm like, come on, what the fuck are you guys doing? Go back to showing me the world. You know, you don't have to write it like that.
Actually, okay. So yeah, you nailed it. That's exactly what kind of repelled me, and which is fair. You know, they don't get a lot of time to build the world before like the market decides if you're going to survive.
Yeah.
So
yeah, and I get that too. Yeah, I'm with you there too, because like there was too much good about it for me to be like too nitpicky. Like by the end of the book, I realized that they were building like a very vast like landscape with a lot of like with different like combating politics, factions, creatures. It was like he's trying to do his best Tolkien impression here with or she is, excuse me, with the with her own like manga world and all these like strong female leads, and it's very powerful. There's a lot going on, and I get that you have to prop that up before you kind of move your story on, and I know there's a lot of volumes of this too.
Yeah, when I first read this, I had this impression that, in fact, I kind of like my lingering impression was that like Sana Takeda's art was great, like beautiful, detailed, but that it didn't like flow. It didn't have good good action or good comics kind of chops. But looking at it again, I don't think that's true at all. I think that it's actually just like the story slowing down and like all this dialogue, and she's kind of doing what she can to make these large info dumps interesting. So that kind of struck me this time around. But like from the perspective of being 3 volumes or 4 volumes deep and like seeing how these stories build, it's satisfying. Like it comes together very well. So I can't be too critical on it either.
I can see that too. Like I can see that it's a big universe. It's going for like something a bit more grand, or they have a larger story to tell, and it seems like maybe the bulk of the story they're telling is sort of like crammed. Like they want to get enough of it in.
And that's missing in comics. Yeah, like there's so many people write to trade, right? And like it's like it diminishes over time, diminishing returns. But this is epic. This is ambitious.
It is. It's a proper epic story, and I did feel a little bit of chop in the artist's action too. I know what you mean. I don't know that it's gorgeous art and it's kind of one of a kind, but there is a little bit of a, I don't know, but I feel like a lot of manga has that. Like the action flow kind of has like a bizarre sort of thing to it. Like
that's true.
It has these grand like flashes of people with wings and.
I'm looking at the panels right now, and like I think this flows like the determination is like if you look at it and you can tell what happens without the words. I can often tell what's happening without the words. So like I know that's not exactly high praise, but the art's beautiful. But go on.
You know what's interesting there? I just actually read that like she doesn't speak English and Marjorie Liu doesn't speak Japanese. So like the way they communicate is often like they kind of almost can communicate without words, and like her script just kind of flows from like what she I don't know, it's just like this weird communication they have.
Okay, well that's fucking weird and impossible.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
This is a magic book. Interesting. Yeah, all right.
Put together at all is shocking and confusing. That's
I think there's like she must have a translator to help give the story and things like that. But
Yeah, there has to be some degree of translation between the two, but I take your point. Like I take the idea though, like at a certain, maybe some nuance is lost, and yet it's not. You know, they work together extremely well, and that's clear on the page.
Yeah.
And that's one of the bonuses as well. Like this is a solid team, and they're fucking running a hard engine here. Yeah. I mean, like I can't say anything really bad about the book, and like I've already expressed my opinion. You know, maybe if I checked out volume 2, I might feel differently, or if I jumped over to like volume 5 as my want. Well, I'm gonna say one thing about the book though. It's like fucking Neil Gaiman alert. You know, all these talking cats and and the whimsy of it and whatnot. You know, like, and that's fine. That's a good influence to have. But like when I saw his blurb on the front, I was like, well, okay, you know, like this is you know, they're birds of a feather here. But
yeah,
which is
man,
fine.
who doesn't like having their ass tickled?
There we go. There's your blurb.
He saw his own influence, right?
I like that you said that this is a book of like little thefts, James. Like I think that's a really good way to put it. Like there's so many like and you said Lone Wolf and Cub, and I hadn't picked up on that, but
yeah, I felt like that. You know, she's dragging along. The kid, she's dragging along the little kid with her, and it's sort of like it's like a murderous assassin protector with her own agenda, who brings who's got like somebody in tow. I mean, it's more of a knock heads relationship, you know, like she's sort of a like an albatross to her, you know. Like it's not definitely part of her agenda to have her along, but their relationship's growing, you know, over time, as they go through their near death adventures, and the scene where the demon comes out of her, a la Princess Mononoke, which is I felt less inclined to say that was sort of a little cheap ripoff, and closer to the end of the book, when the demon story starts fleshing out, and it starts getting its own like ability to like travel through her conscious and stuff. Very interesting and different. In terms of, I liked that.
That's totally fair. That distinction is totally fair. You know, visually though, it's
the aesthetic of it. Yeah, at the beginning was very much seemed that way, but then, you know, in the horror moments, the fucking demon came out of her when she was tired, like when she was exhausted from fighting and passed out and ate a kid. Like, oh my God, Jesus, like.
Yeah, which is like a core thing in the story, that she's like, she has this hunger that's with her at all times, and she's just kind of trying to keep it at bay, and the only thing that'll satisfy it is if like she drains the life of people. Yeah,
but for these wonderful ladies to create this, to like you were saying, James, to go so ambitiously into such a bulky fucking world, and to just have a kick at it and have it succeed, that is awesome. Because like you were saying, Chris, with the diminishing returns in graphic novels, like the twist is not going to be, oh, it's a dead Robin that came back to life with a red hood.
Right, exactly.
Yeah. Like these guys are doing something, like they want a big idea, you know, every issue, you know, they want to show you something, you know.
Yeah,
and
that's right.
That's pushing the envelope right there. And that's something that we don't get the taste of very often anymore in comics.
Sadly. I gotta agree with all of that. Chris, you wanted to say something, and then I have a question for you.
I was just gonna say, like, I like every issue reveals like a piece of, like, a little extra piece of the mythology that's really intriguing. It's up to the point where you know, that she's containing this monster inside her, and seems to be part of her bloodline, but she, you know, when the monster says it's like, okay, like, we're in danger here, like, let me take over, then I'll take care of everything. She's like, fuck you, I'm in charge here. How about this? How about if you let me have your power, I will give you your name. So she's always got, like, she's just such a fucking savage character, Micah is. Don't fuck with her.
You're like, there's no giving up of agency. You know, she's very, very fierce about that matter.
Yeah. In fact, the first image you see is her in chains, like naked, as being sold at a slave auction. But that's a very intentionally confrontational, like sort of playing with the history of comics, playing with like a perception of what this character is going to be.
And it's revealed that this is part of her plan.
Exactly.
She's willfully there. It's bold. It's a bold opening.
It's a charming thing too, because like her plan is that like she knows like sometimes when she's in danger, this monster will come out and like just wreak havoc, but she doesn't know how to do it, and she's just hoping that if she sells herself to into slavery to these witches, that it will kick in and she'll be able to get revenge and find out.
Like a suicide bomber.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So the question I had is, and maybe this isn't fair, but what's the point of the series? Like what's it about? Like I gather it's about this we haven't said her name. It's Micah.
Mm-hmm. Micah.
Micah
Half-Wolf.
There we go. Sorry, my handwriting's a little weird. So it's her revenge quest. To an extent, and also it's her relationship with like dealing with this monster and this hunger, but like that's just the opening bit. So like, yeah, without spoilers or whatever, like what's it about? I don't know if that's a fair question at all.
I think it's a fair question. I think the pieces are there in the beginning. James, before I talk to you, do you want to, or do you have anything to contribute on that? Or
I don't know. Like in the first issue, I just thought felt like it was more like just like a, like sort of a discovery journey. She's scrapping along, and she wanted her revenge, and then just like sort of the chips fell where they may, and then she sort of like is doing her spiritual thing, trying to figure out what's going on between her and that demon. I imagine in my head as it went along that like something's going to come of the piece of that mask.
Definitely.
That she's gonna search for parts of that Ella anime Zelda quest, sort of. And that's gonna get the demon out of her. I don't know.
Is it strange that this book writes itself so well, though? Like so much of what you said, Chris, is like, yeah. Should it be, so obvious? I don't know. I haven't read it, and maybe it's not. Maybe I'm just being a dick.
No, it's not. It goes to some very interesting places. But I think the point of it is something that the Fox, I can't even remember Fox's name, but in the sixth issue, she says, I wrote down this quote. Damn it.
The Fox.
She says. She says, don't be like the witches, Master Ren. They call us monsters because it makes it easier to hurt us, but monsters are people too. So I think a lot of what this series is about is just like otherness. It's like how you treat your enemy, how you demonize your enemy, and things that are different than you. And it's like Micah kind of strides these two worlds, and she's trying to find the balance point, like while still being, like fierce and true to herself.
Right.
Yeah, and also, so prejudice,
it's very X-Men
between things. Yeah. Well, they were X-Men writers. Like they were teamed up on I think X-23, right?
Yeah. And like that whole like Arcanics and the Kumae. I don't know, something about the Arcanics just struck me. I was like, this is their X-Men story, but it's like.
Yeah, I could see that because so they're all like half animal lord, half human, and like there's the prejudice in that. So yeah, now that you say that, for sure, there's definitely some of the X-Men sort of tone. I like that.
Just go on.
I just like that a fun, like the premise of this is basically that like it's a world where everything wants to get it on with humans, like animal lords, old gods, Arcanics, like just everything revolves around that.
Just getting it on with the man. We're spicy.
That's right.
We're hot.
Exotic. The demon entity is like, in fact, I mean, you guys, I think we picked this up from the fifth, but like was sort of beloved of the shaman empress that they talk about, who had the mask that was ultimately powerful. So that's like Micah is part of that lineage, like what they created.
Right. Yeah, I seem to recall that. I had some troubles reviewing this last night. Our library was all fucked up last night for some reason. So when I tried to borrow the book to reread it or go through it quickly, anyway, I couldn't. So I'm only kind of I got a vague recollection of it at this point.
I actually left mine out so that I could skim through while we were talking, and I lost it.
Oh, that sucks, guys.
Well, I gotta I've been skimming through it while we talk, and it's coming back to me. Like it's not like it's completely like gone. I just as far as
I just finished
the story
it
go,
so.
Yeah, we gotta talk. Well, I think like the first issue, so her assault on this jail, like she does successfully trigger her power, and so this is a matriarchal society we haven't really talked about yet, but like it basically depicts women as just as bad as if women were in charge, you would have brutality and you see that in the prison guard. He's basically like talking about sodomizing people with a cattle prod and shit like that. Mm-hmm. But when Micah busts out and starts getting her revenge, it's pretty fucking savage.
I like what I was looking at the scene where she so there's the jail guard, and both figures of authority in this series are it's a matriarchal society, so like your typical prison thug is your ugly old hag. And watching her get fucking murdered was very satisfying.
I agree with that. Yeah.
Yeah. It's just and watching her like after she had done that shit to that kid, like pulling that kid off and like electrocuting everybody and
snatch that, and then they vivisected the little kid with the one eye.
Mm-hmm.
Oh
and
yeah,
you just wanted these fucking bastards to get squished.
Yeah, and like I love that degree of violence, really. Like, and that's super like that's fucking in your face. Like you don't get that kind of violence generally. It's like
because that guard is killed by a jail cell door that's like smashes her into the wall and she dies like just bleeding out, crushed.
Yeah, there's that. But I meant the I just meant the vivisection and all that stuff. Like there's some real
of the kid,
like horror, like Nazi horror shit behind all of this stuff, which I guess ties into the question of prejudice and but not even Nazi horror shit, just like science horror shit. What we do. Go on.
Yeah, no, there was actually I read like a little review of the book at one point. I don't know where I got this information from. I can't remember, but they just said that there was no like when they break into the book that there's no hand holding, like there's
that's true.
Like true horror happens and you're just like, oh my god, like
yeah.
That's very, especially in this age of like trigger warnings and all that sort of thing. It's like first issue, now fuck you, like learn to swim.
That's a really good point, because this book is like very strongly feminist, and like I spent some time thinking like, do I dislike this book because it's very strongly feminist? Like is no, I gotta ask myself that question, like and I don't think so. But putting that aside for a moment, it is very strongly feminist, and yet you're like you said, like there's no trigger warning. There's none of that fucking, what we would say snowflake shit. Like this is fucking, this is a woman out in the world as a hero, and that's cool.
Yeah. And one of the first acts she did when she kills one of the witches, like she just like busts in, sets her on fire. She's like, I like you better on fire. Lets her die.
Yeah.
It's like,
oh yeah,
it's fucking awesome. Can we talk about issue 6 a little bit and then do final thoughts?
Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And that'll be good. I can splice
issue
shit
6 is your bread and butter here, right, Chris? You like that? One?
I do. I definitely liked. I like where it builds, because that's where you find out, like some of the bigger bits of the mythology. The fact that they have this bloodline. You learn that, I think it might have been a little bit before that, but like another one of the witches is one of the old ones in disguise. So like the whole premise is that these monsters that kind of like appear sometimes as ghostly images in the sky, they're fucking giant, like Lovecraftian entities, that they're dead gods, like they're just like after images. But Micah has like the original one, the father of all monsters inside of her. And then you find out that one of the other witches is also one of these things in disguise. So this whole intrigue of like, why are they all active kind of kicks off here, which carries out into the next 2 volumes in very satisfying ways.
I understood that the other sort of, I kind of understood that the other like king witch or whatever was not actually a human at all.
The one that was hunting her, or the one that
with the 3 eyes and the mask?
Right, that's right. Yeah, she in fact is like in disguise.
She's disguised as a human, not really possessing a body, right?
Exactly. Yeah. That's exactly it. So that's sort of like, Oh, and there's the other one. No, that was just a regular agent, like an Inquisitrix, like Inquisitor Dominatrixes or whatever they are. But like when she confronts Micah in the woods and like the monster first bursts out of her and she like literally rips her forearm, like just by pulling, like they're tugging war over the mask and like she just rips the woman's forearm right off, like at the bone.
That's
cool display of power. Yeah. Anyway, awesome violence. I would say, guys, keep reading. It's all good.
Yeah, I'm looking. Behold, accursed one, the hour of your destruction is at hand. I'll eat you, bitch. I'm giving it obviously a male voice because I can't. If I give it a female voice, it's going to sound like I'm being a dick. I'll eat you. Yeah, that's not going to go well. That's a good confrontation, and it looks like fucking Junji Ito in some of those bits. Like they. Like some good horror. Yeah. So I don't know. What do we? Let's end off with reviews. Final score. Let's. This seems to be what we do to end episodes now.
It is. Yeah.
It really is. Yeah, we've been doing it for like probably 2 months now. So I don't know what. I'm gonna give it B as an opening.
We're doing numbers. We're doing What? You switched to letters now? Letter grades?
Yeah, I switched. Yeah, I'm good.
That's like something I would do.
Yeah, I'm giving it. Yeah, you can look, guys. You pick your own system.
That's true. Whoever scores first picks their own thing. Sometimes it's a 5-star, sometimes it's out of 10. Just happens to be the report card.
He's not our game.
B. I'll give it a B. Because I think it's shows a lot of promise. And I'm curious enough that I'll probably jump ahead. I probably won't follow the whole story. The way I like to do things is if I like the beginning, I'll jump to the middle, and if the middle intrigues me, then I'll circle back.
Jump to volume 3 then.
Okay. So if anyone listening shares my opinion about stuff, then that's
fucking weird.
I'll let you go first, James.
I'll pick myself up issue 2. But I'm gonna say this is a solid A-. I don't know that it's an A or A+, because that's supposed to be the Watchmen, right? So
that's a good point.
I don't know. But I think that the effort's there, and I think it's a big production, man. Big book, well loved, well liked, great work. I don't know.
Nice. I think you're probably right. I think A- is probably accurate, but I'll give it an A, just because I like, it starts with a bang, ends with a bang, and I like as I said, I like the ambition of it. I like that they're trying something, so it doesn't matter to me that it kind of felt like a bit of a slog in the middle, because it all kind of recovers and it pulls itself out.
Yeah, any of the complaints I think anybody had are like pretty minor considering what they pulled off here.
No, I just like actually flipping through it again, like the majority of it is high adventure. Those info dumps, they feel really heavy, but like again, like it looks like it takes up like 2 pages.
Yeah, but you're like, who the fuck are these guys? Like,
Professor Tam Tam? No, thanks. I think actually, you know what it was? It's that's it, man. Professor Tam Tam can fuck off. As an exposition device, like that's not for me.
I skipped them this time. Maybe that improved my feeling.
Yeah, good choice. I should have done that, because there was a couple times where I was blowing through this book, really enjoying it. I'm ripping through pages, bang, 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 and then I hit that fucking cat and I dead stop. I put my bookmark in and I just was tired. It was like fucking 11:30 at night. And I'm reading this cat saying, and I fucking locked up.
Tam Tam's a D+ at best.
Yeah. So maybe I like I should give Tam Tam a separate score and then score the book based on. Well, maybe if we have special features one day. But until then,
why can't the demon dismember Bam Bam or whatever? Fuck off.
Tam Tam, Professor Tam Tam.